this evening on the program. But we're going to begin with this one that's very important to us. You see, the problem with Liberia is this, that that's why when these things happened, the only thing that come from it is they just did that, how long will it last for? Yeah, that's what people said about Liberia. That how long will that thing last for? There'll just be less attention given, and afterwards, everyone tend to forget about it. And the way we continue to carry ourselves in this country is dangerous. The way we continue the picture we continue to create is a very dangerous one for ourselves. When these things happen, and there are less or no interest showing from the Liberians, what it does is that it empowers the policy makers, the policy actors, right, to continuously do these things with art, because the mind is that what they have envisioned is that nothing will come from it. So everyone sit, they fold their hands, they do what they want to do, and nothing. Listen, this is where, and this is a time you question someone when they tell you that I want to change your situation. This is the time when you question someone when they say, I can save you from this thing. A wise man once told me that there are just to know what a person stands for, what he or she preach, right? It's just simple. There are little tests that come out that a person needs to pass through. And whether they will pass through that test or fail determines what that person wants. Determines how you're going to support that person, as to how you take yourself, how you govern yourself with that person. This is the case with most of those that are expressing interest in the electoral process, that are expressing interest to run for various positions, for representative seats, for senatorial seats, and for some of them, it's even ambitious of becoming president. When a man says, I will change your life, there are tests, to believe that person, to give them your all, to give them your support, to give them your interest, to give them your time. There are just little tests you need to put that person on. That's why it's always advisable, never fall so easily to the message, right? Sometimes you need to examine, you need to critically analyze the message so as to get what that person wants. Listen, there are a lot of beautiful ways the guys come to you. Those I want to occupy, those I want to run for representatives and senators positions. There are a lot of beautiful ways to come to you. Some of them, they have the message. Some of them, they have the willpower to convince you. Some of them, what they say to you, the way in which they place it, the way they disseminate the information to you, it irritates you against those that are already in power. What it does is that, it triggers your frustration to a point where you will want today should be election day and should vote for them right away. That is the beauty of the politics the guys play on you. But have you taken aback to understand, all right, fine. This man says he wants to change the situation. This man says he's able to do this, he's able to do that. How can I validate this? I'm just seeing him. I'm just coming across him. I'm just getting to know him. How can I validate that this individual in question, that this person who is saying that they are the change maker, they are the change agent, they can change the situation, is able to do it? Listen, I'm saying this to draw you to our point of discussion. Too many laws in Liberia. There are a lot of good laws on the book. There are a lot of beautiful, beautiful things that have been said, that have been written down. But to implement them is a problem. It continues to remain a problem in this country. Implement these things is a huge, huge challenge for us in Liberia. In other countries, when the law is white, it becomes white. You go up, you come down, it's white. When it is black, obviously, it is black forever. That's how a global society will function. That's how a society that wants the best from its citizens, a society that is waiting to provide everything for its citizens will do. Today we want to boast about other countries around the world. Yeah. Every time we have these kinds of discussions, we want to mention other countries around the world. Some of you want to say, how I wish I was an American citizen to live my rest of my life in America. Then my return question to you is that how I wonder that if you were an American citizen, by this time America would have been underdeveloped. How I wonder that if you were an American citizen, perhaps the level of development in people's country was not going to be that way. Because you know why? We have a little country, a tiny West African nation, that we just need to do certain things to take ourselves a certain level. We have failed and continues to fail in this country. Every day when my uncles, when my interest, is out of the government space, it means that nothing good can come from government again. How when my sister is out of the government space, it's no longer working government, it means the entire government is a blunder. It means that nothing good can come from out of the government. This is to what extent our level of thinking is. This is how we have designed ourselves. This is how we continue to build this Liberia that we want. Is this a new Liberia that we prefer? Is this a Liberia that we yearn for after the Civil War? This is not a country we want. Listen, there are individuals who have expressed interest, who have said they want to change the situation, who have said they are the best to represent you at the legislature, who have said that they can do everything to change the situation. Some of them today, when you hear them, they criticize those that are in power. They criticize those that are already occupying the position with the belief, with the understanding that they have the results, they have all what it takes, to change the situation. But on them, on the on the real thing is, I'm saying on them, the reality is completely different. Yep, the reality is completely different. This is Liberia for you. Now, there are individuals that have expressed interest to contest the elections. Yeah, there are individuals that have expressed interest in the election process. And these individuals have said they have all what it takes to deliver Liberia. They have all what it takes to change the narratives in this country, especially at the legislature and the governance process of our country. And so they will do anything, they will do everything in their will to ensure that these things happen. We have names that have surfaced. We have names that have surfaced where the guys have said they want to change the situation. But the discouraging thing about it, those are working in government, those have been appointed by the president, those individuals who President George Weah have given a task and said, come and compliment my effort so we should deliver on the agenda of the Liberian people. These are the individuals going to focus our attention on the discussion. We're not talking about them men from the opposition. No, we're talking about opposition, their partisans, opposition partisans who are expressing interest to form part of the process. No, we're not talking about those individuals. The individuals we are talking about here, the individuals we're going to focus our attention on this discussion are the ones who have been appointed by the president, the ones who President George Weah have said to them that come and complement my effort, and appointed them to different, to various positions. Some of them occupied director positions. Some of them occupied, deputy minister position, minister positions, and you just name the rest. These individuals, by virtue of the fact, these individuals by this time should have resigned if they have interest in participating in the electoral process. The law calls for that. The law said so. There are laws in this country. The code of conduct supports that. The code of conduct have continuously remind us that if you want to contest for any given position, especially elected position, if you want to contest for any elected position, whether it be a senator, representative, or presidency, it is important, it is bound upon you to resign 1 year prior to the process, to the conduct of the elections. At first, it used to be 2 years. They amended the code of conduct and brought it to 1 year. So it means that if Mr. X wants to contest in bombing electoral district number 1, Mr. X is working in government. He has been appointed by the president. He serves various positions, especially managerial positions, director positions, deputy directors, superintendents, and you just name it. It is upon him, it is incumbent upon him to resign at least a year before the election process. So what this means is that for all of those that are in government that have been appointed by the president, occupied various positions that have expressed interest in the process should have resigned at least in 2022. So one will argue and say, this current state we are in, none of them is qualified to contest the election, given that you want to use the code of conduct as a reliance. None of those that are appointed by the president are qualified to contest these 2023 elections. Because you know why? They should have resigned at least a year before the process. That means that in 2022, we should be expecting, we felt that they could have resigned their post. So if you are a director and the president appointed you, you've been serving that director position and you feel that you want to test the water, like we say in our setting, you want to go into the process, you believe that you have the Liberian people, you can win them, so you should resign at least a year to the process. So let's see who will be man. You resign 1 year, right? All the money you stole from our country, you resign 1 year and use and set for 1 year without working in government. Some of you, when they take government job for you, nothing you can do for yourself. Some of you, when they take government job for you, your whole life is finished. Most of the names we hear right after you leave from government, nothing. Because why? No innovation. Creativity is lacking. Nothing. Your human relation is poor. Where you live when you're working for government, you are creating a lot of enemies. All of these things are factors. So the moment you leave from power, nothing. No one wants to see you. No one wants to talk to you because you have created a lot of enemies for yourself. Because when you are there, you feel that having doors open, that you will never come back again. Yeah, go, on we go. That's how you think about the situation at first. But there is an understanding that it is for a short period of time. Things come and go. Government comes and go. And just that, simultaneously, that's how it play out. So today, if you feel that you occupy a position, so it means that everything, if for you can do this, you have the right people. There are a lot of persons in Liberia that have suffered from you guys' actions. But this is it. If you want to contest, already the law provides that you should resign at least a year to the process. That hasn't been done. They must say it for the record that no one abide by that. So it means the law has already been violated. The law has been grossly violated. So it means that people know what they're supposed to do, but they are not doing it. That's been irresponsible. So I want to say on this platform that all those that are appointed by the president that have interest to contest in elections, they are irresponsible. Listen, being irresponsible means you know what you're supposed to do, but you fail to do it. Yeah, you deliberately refuse to do it. That's being irresponsible. So don't think anyway. Maybe your interpretation might be different. I have been told that responsibility is knowing what to do and doing it. A father is responsible if he knows that his children should eat at 2 p.m. and he ensures that food is in the house so that 2 p.m. the children will eat. That's being responsible. A father is responsible if he knows that his children should go to school. He will do everything so that his children are in school. That's being responsible. So the irresponsible part comes in when he knows that his children should go to school, and when the school year comes, he sits and folds his hands and his children are out of school. For no other factor, for no other reason, he's being irresponsible. We want to tie it to our political space. All those who have been appointed by the president, and as we draw closer to the elections, have been expressing interest to contest the election, but failed to abide by the code of conduct. What the code of conduct says, they are irresponsible. So today, we're going to call their names. Don't rush. Some of you, don't rush. We're going to call their names. We're going to call the names of those irresponsible individuals. Those individuals that lack the understanding about governance. Because if you have a sense of honesty, listen, this is why I get problem with people. Especially for those ones that come and say they want to change the situation. If you purport yourself to be a change agent, you don't even get to the place where you start making a lot of mistakes. You don't even get to the place where you start disrespecting the laws. What difference will it make when you get it? That thing is just simple. Sometimes we just don't sit and ask ourselves Liberians. Listen, there are what we call little things. There's small things that we need to work on in this country. And all of this won't be happening. There's little things we need to work on. And the country will be where we want it to be. I'm telling you something serious. Because if we, as citizens of this country, we say we want to elect people, officials that will abide by the law, officials that will stand by the rule of law. Listen, in every given democracy, the first and foremost thing that is required is the rule of law. The rule of law must be adhered to. That one is straight. If development will progress, rule of law must be maintained. If the schools will be equipped, the rule of law must play out. That is to say, if the law says the Ministry of Education should receive this is given. That's democracy. That people are entitled to what they own. That people benefit from what they own. To do it, you must have the laws in place. So that when the law says this, we go by it. But when these laws have been disrespected, when these laws have been grossly violated, when people deliberately choose not to abide by these laws, with an understanding that at the end, we will compromise it, at the end, everything we just forget about it, nothing will be done. We have that, we continue to build our mind in that way. But listen, like the U.S. government has repeatedly said to Liberians, this statement was even was further emphasized during the bicentennial celebration, that the situation with Liberia is just so easy. Only Liberians can change the situation. Only Liberians can take up the authority and say, this is what we want. This is what we want to do. And this is the country we need for ourselves. Listen, when we say that, President John, we are going to change it. President, we are going to change it. You go a Canada, he won't change it. When we stand free in this country and say this is the Liberia we want, this is a country when these are things we want to be in place. This is how we want things to go. You go a Canada, nothing can change it. But you know the problem? If we ourselves, we're not truthful to ourselves. Up to this time, we don't even know what we want for ourselves. So it becomes comical, right? Someone will ask you, "Mama, what you want?" Say, Yeah, bro, just give me anything, man. Yeah, anything, yes, yeah, anything will be okay. Because our sense of understanding, we have been lost, right? They make you to believe that you don't have a right. They make you to believe that you don't have a voice. They make you to believe that the only way things can happen for you unless you put them there. With the understanding that when you put them there, they will do the right thing, things change. Because you know why? Even you that put them there, you have underestimated yourself. You have failed to realize that you have the power. That you give, you can take it from them. The power you have, right, to make things happen, you have abandoned it. You have ignored that power. So then what happens is that the man that has it now will want to use it against you. This is how you have been used, Liberians. This is how we have been used in this country. Because the thing is simple. The law says this. And people that deliberately disobey the law should not be entertained. This is just simple practical. Let me say to you, right? And we need to make it practical. That the law calls for us to ensure that before you contest the elections, before you enter the process, you must resign at least a year to elections. These folks, these so-called change agents, these so-called liberators, the ones that are coming with a blind advocacy, the ones that are coming to confuse, to deceive you that we don't want to bring in change. Before they even come and tell you say vote for me, they already disrespected the law. The laws are they're going there to to protect are the ones they did. They disrespecting before even entering into before even taking over. So there's an example. You taking someone to show to your parents. You say the man, that my man, right? They put in our setting. The man didn't reach before your parents. The man already disrespected your parents. The man already started insulting your parents. What ground way gave you? What encouraged you then to take that man to your parents? I'm setting an example so you find yourself in what I'm saying. So now the next time someone asks, what more interest will I have to take such an individual to go meet my people? So this is the same thing with Liberia. We have those irresponsible officials of government. Those ones that were appointed by the president. And those ones that were appointed by the president. You know what happened? President George, we have to take over fair and neither. To run Liberia, to run a country like Liberia, need other individuals, not like minor individuals. Those that have the willpower, those that we call nationalists, the ones that are able to transform the situation. We need to bring them on board, hold them from all sides. Let's sit together. Hey, this is a function. This is a function. Go and work for the Liberian people. And it is the same taxpayer money that we used to pay you. Isn't that enough? I want to say, fine. You have a right by virtue of the fact the Constitution provides you should. Yeah, everyone is free to test the process, but you should abide by the law. So this is it. If the Constitution is giving you the right to enter the process, to contest, to engage in a political activity, that is your right. The law says you have the right to do it. No, you enjoy your own right. So now in return, another law says that, but before you do the thing, you must leave one year ahead of time, because if you're doing it while you're in a position, you're taking away from the rest of the people. Then mean that you're infringing on other people's right. Then you say, oh, they won't back in, and bye-bye. So it might want to be good for you, right? It might want to be good for you, but not good for others. Mm-hmm. It might only be good for you and not good for others. That's just your understanding about the whole thing. So you will risk everything, right, to go there. But you will, present yourself as a Messiah, as an agent of change, as a one who has a person that has everything and have all what it takes to change the situation. Today, if you listen to the accounts of those officials, those appointed by the president but are desirous of forming part of the elections, if you listen to them, they will tell you that the district has been abandoned for so long. The district has been abandoned for so long. President we gave all the mandate, we will come, we'll change the situation. They say a whole lot of things to you. But like I said, the problem of this country is not those that we elect. That's why the last time I had a conversation with someone, I said it. I told him that the problem about Liberia, as per my own analysis, I've analyzed what is killing this country, what is damaging our potential to grow as a country, what is damaging our ability, to influence the African continent. It's just simple. It's not those that we elect. It's not those that we elect. And you want to argue with me, but listen and learn. It's not those that we elect. It's we that elect those individuals. We are the ones. We are the problem. Us, we Liberians that elect those officials, we are the problem. Because you know why? We are not sincere to ourselves. Up to this time, we don't understand what we want. Up to this time, our sense of thinking is far low, below the belt. We don't even challenge ourselves to do things. We don't challenge ourselves to make a change. So because of that, things will continue to be this way. Listen, if the law says resign 1 year before election, whole hell in the given society. When an individual, when the person that resigned 1 year enter the process, that person expressed interest. The first thing that person should be rejected. That's the first one. Secondly, even if they made a waste, someone away, they enter the process. We will now vote for them. Because why? The person has already respected the law before going to power. So it gives us an understanding that when the man is there, the path that sets you to success, that's the path you dwell on. So if the man, he made his way to, stepping the laws, disrespecting the laws, being irresponsible, the man ascends to that position. Do you expect him to be responsible? No. Do you expect him to be law-abiding? No. Do you expect him to bring change? No. Because why? On his way to success, he was disrespectful. On his way to success, he lacks the moral integrity. On his way to success, he was never that person that had respect for the rule of law. So when the man gets there, nothing changed. This is how we should understand this thing. This is how we should understand this whole code of conduct thing. I brought this topic because it reminds me. When I checked my calendar, I had an understanding that today is 23. 7 days is like 8. 7 is about 15 days. 15 days left. We have 8 days, right, for the month of end, and we have 7 days to the deadline given by President George Weah. We want to deal with it from the angle of the president, because the men about an irresponsible men come in the process. The likes of, and this is what I'm going to call it, the likes of Duana Camara, who wants to contest in bombing, or who wants to take over the central city in bombing, is irresponsible. The likes of Ato Gotoro, who wants to represent District Number 4, as tend to be corrected, is irresponsible. The National Identification Registry boss, Tianangwe, is irresponsible. These are individuals who were appointed by the president, right, with a mandate that serves in a very capacity and help us deliver the agenda we voted on. Now they want to challenge the process. They want to go. I know they want to enter the elections. In a very respective. The Tianangwe is basically current as we speak. He's not even in Monrovia as we speak. He's somewhere in Sano County, basically engaging the people because they're where you want to contest. That is right, but his right. He's been irresponsible in executing his right because the law says he should resign 1 year. He deliberately refused. Now we pass by this after this evening to call on them. our main point of the school, we're going to hit the point. But we want you to understand this. The likes of Tuana Kamara, who manages the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation, right, is lost. Till now, he has no regret. He's not even thinking about resigning. Yep. He's not even thinking about resigning. He's seriously in bombing, carry on his campaign activities, pre-campaign activities, what have you. Ato Gotolo, who is the director at the Ministry of Mines and Energy, is seriously campaigning District Number 4, engaging and using the resources of the country. You know what it does? When the individuals in those positions engage in the electoral process, the resources needed to form their various offices, to carry on the work, to support the government agenda, to have a positive impact on your lives, they will take it, they will steal it, and use it. Listen, bulk of those individuals that enter in the process will not dare use their own money to go into this process. Most of them, those appointed officials of government that are expressing interest in the elections, will not dare use their own money to enter the process. Because you know why? Majority of them lacks the human relation. Majority of them don't even have a voice in their constituency. Majority of them, the people don't even want to see them. Majority of them can't even stand to convince more than 500 person to come out. So they understand that, for that they know it. So they know that when they engage the process, when they use their own resources at the end, they will regret. Some of them will go bankrupt in the place because no one will vote for them and they will use all their money. So what they will do is that they will occupy the positions with an understanding that funds, money allotted for different things in their various offices will be used. They will take it, right? They will take it and fund their campaign. They will take it and fund. Now they will fund their campaign. They'll fund their political activities. Yeah, this is what it will do. So it will come a time, when we want this thing, it's not there. You go this way, it's not there. So like we said, we Liberians, we had a problem. We Liberians were the cause for all these things to happen. We Liberians were the cause that these things will continue to happen in our country. Because the officials have learned from the past that most of those in the legislature currently were people that are working in government before, right? And that's how they enter that place. That's the path, is what is set on and enter in that place. So it's the same way they too want to enter. Because the system has shown to them that the only way, being government, rally around a regime, and circumvent your way into the legislature and be relaxed. That's why today you see lawmakers, they go in, they get nothing. They don't even have an obligation. Because the man feel that the way he enter there, nothing. So the man want to go there and spend a lot of time after when he resign. So the way Hassan Kia Zulu name from District 17 enter, when he was the Ministry of Finance, when time came, some 1 month, 2 months, to the president, the man resigned quickly. The man went to 7, used cash. Because after, when the election was around, he used that time, and store enough. So afterwards, the man resigned, boom. He entered the 17, used cash violence, and won the election there. The man began representing the 6 good years, the man add to his riches. Boom. Whether he will recontest, that's his business. And that's how the guys understand the politics. So Hassan Kiazulu had taught most of those individuals now on the way forward. Right? And there are many other officials, what? There are just many who can't just name all of the names that have managed their way through with that same system. So everyone now will be focusing on that way. That's why you see people like Joseph David, they always say they won't contest and things. Yeah, well, they can't say they won't contest. Because that's how it's been showing. So they'll use the money, right? Why in the morning she sort of wake up at 5, 6 o'clock, busy inspecting and making sure that laws are in place in the area. She will leave it and come up political rallies and what have you. And calling people to her house and beating drum. So now she spent whole week Whole week. I'm going to challenge any of you are in district number 10 to say, to argue with me on this. So now she spent whole week. She doesn't even go to the Ministry of Commerce. She seriously, she get a group of women behind her from this side to this side, the drinking, the dancing, the knocking jump, the doing say and kind of stuff. Yeah, why she should be at the Ministry of Commerce helping my winning dicks so that the Ministry of Commerce regulate and ensure that things are in place in this country. I was reading I was reading a report in Gambia, right? In Gambia, the Gambia Ministry of Commerce, their inspection department were closing down stores and businesses for not being in accordance with the law set in terms of the pricing of goods. And businesses in that country was charging a very high or a very, very, very high and exorbitant fees. And so the inspection division was ensuring that businesses are in check. In other African countries, people that occupy this position are folks that don't even think about political. That people don't even get thinking about, they think about politics and think they are busy doing a job. That's why at times I wonder. I ask myself, I wonder what a job even David knows that position she get. To be real. Because that position should be someone who don't even think about probably vote politics. Because politicians are business owners. So what happens when you have underlying political interest? It affects your job. It affects what you want to do. What more than when all of your undertaking you have been, you have involved politics in all of your undertaking. It makes other people don't even want to follow you. It makes other people don't even want to know the things that you do because you have politicized the whole process. Why you should be more focused on doing the Liberian people's job. When you are sitting there, no job for yourself. President John, we have called you and said, go and serve the Ministry of Commerce. Be an inspector. You can talk over the first 2 months, seriously, and convince the Liberian people. That's why I said in Liberia, we are our problem. We are our problem. People are driving daily come before you. The first thing you should be asking how the job the president gave you to do. Have you done it? The job that President George will ask you to do for us, we the Liberian people, have you done it? What has been your gains? The thing is just simple. Like I said, to know what a man is a change agent, to know what a man can change your situation, just give him little tax. Just ask him. Just ask him. And hear what he says. And hear what he says. Then from there you make a determination as to whether this individual is the right person for you or the wrong person. Whether this individual possesses what you want in terms of a leader, in terms of representation. We don't do it in this country. Most of you sit, you don't even have thinking. Because everyone live with an understanding that, to get what you want, you just go after it. Just go for it. Anything you get, everyone is seeking that interest at the detriment of Liberia. Liberia is suffering. Liberia will continue to suffer. Because what we're supposed to do, we are not doing it. Because what we should be doing, we have abandoned it. Everyone is just after their interest, which of course is a good thing. Because politics is interest, a good thing. But in spite of your interest, in spite of what you stand for, in spite of what you want, ensure that the right things are done for your country. Because at the end of everything, you will still be affected. At the end of everything, you will still be affected. How many of us in this country is giving interest to that? How many of us in this country is considering that our decisions will impact Liberia negatively or positively? How many of us are concerned that the choices we make now will determine the Liberia in the next 6 years? That's one of the reasons why when you don't see election to be ordinary thing. Oh my word. Sometimes I ask myself, how do the ordinary Liberians see election to be? Election is the exam that qualifies a country for development, for progress, or to be on, or to retrogress for the next course of years, what of 5, what of 6 years. That's why in other countries you don't joke with election. That's why in other countries people don't just vote individuals. That's why in other countries, in modern societies, they process individuals that say, I want to be this, are people that people that have all what it takes. We have individuals, now we enter the elections here. Now we enter the Capitol building here. The guys already violating. Yeah, now you enter yet. They already disrespected the laws. They continue to disrespect the laws. These are the change makers for you. These are the individuals coming. These are the ones who will be in your communities to say, vote for us. Then you ask who that person is, say, oh, that comrade minister, that comrade inspector there. Who that person is, say, that lens and man director there. They say, who that person is, say, oh, well, I'm the managing director for water and sewer. Yeah, the position, the title. At the same time, may come to you say, vote for me. Vote for me. You need to be serious for yourself, Liberians. We need to be serious for ourselves in this country. No one can change this country. No one will change the country. Things will not change overnight. Our decisions, our determination, things that we make, decisions that we take, the way we handle issues in this country, we will derive the change and the Liberia we want. So if you don't get it, then forget it. But you need to understand that you make wrong choice, wrong things will continue to happen in Liberia. You make right choice, right things will happen in Liberia. When you have a system that those that occupy the positions, right, are working as per a mandate from the president. Those that occupy those positions are working, should be working in the interest of the government, so that what the government says she wants to achieve, she achieves it. But when these individuals, even the little tax given them, they failed to deliver on those taxes. You didn't get in position of representative where they're not answerable to anybody. You give them representative positions, you give them senators position where they're not answerable to you. Where they feel that the day they won't go make district report, I tell them to go make district report. The day they feel that they won't go visit you, they go visit you. Some of them, currently as we speak, don't even have relations. They don't even have good relations with you. Some of them, where they live, you don't even want to see them. Because the way they talk to people, same person, Joe, we are getting that brand letter and say, be appointed in government, start work. Their attitude change, their posture. They don't respect anybody again. They don't have any affiliation with anybody in the community again. They see everybody to be honored. They see everybody, they belittle everyone. They live with you. They don't talk to you. They don't speak to you. They don't associate with you. They come by and say, vote for me. Because election time, so they can ask them what is or what has been or the impact you have made over the job that President George will give you. You begin a conversation from that point. The next thing you want to remind them that they are irresponsible because they should have been obeying the laws. They're not doing it. You got to lead by example. Leaders are individuals that lead by example. Today we criticize the legislature. We say the guys are not doing this. What the laws they made, they're not implementing the laws. Nothing. Why? Because most of those legislators that are in the 54th legislature currently are individuals that trailed, are individuals that came from a very, very, very irresponsible background. A background that the background they are joining to sources were very irresponsible. Some of them they violated a lot of laws in this place to get to the Capitol building. Some of them, they disobeyed a lot of things in this country. Things that we all as a country agree that we shouldn't do, they did it. Things I would say we will not do, they do it. Then at the end, you go, we let them to the legislature. They are there. And you say the lawmaker not making laws. The laws, they were the lawmaker not enforcing the law. Oh hell, the lawmakers not doing this one. They are not making sure that the laws are protected. In fact, we have this, the law says this, but the lawmakers are compromised. Yep. Because the joining that took the men there were compromised. So anything that will keep him there will be compromised. Anything that take you somewhere is what keep you there. Yeah. So they wanted already here. They wanted already in the house, we just want to forget about it. Because I know, October, I know that you're going to pay them. But if ones are coming, especially from the angle of the government, we're not looking at private citizens. Private citizens, whether you are sedition, whether you are opposition from the opposition, whether you are ANC member, we don't care about that. Once you are a private citizen, once you are outside the governance space, it's none of our business. But what are we saying is for those individuals that are working in government, those ones for the past 5 years since they were appointed, it is your money that they put food on the table. They've been exploiting from us because most of them had a political motive. Yeah, so one person told we are assigned a manuscript. When they start to save that money, start to steal, steal from them, do the kind of stuff and thing. That's how they behave. And so before you get to know it, the man is already reached. So Donna Cameron is now visiting Bomi, telling people say you should vote for me. We'll change the situation. We'll ensure that Western Cluster will do the right thing. You hear even the law that say don't do the thing, you're already violating it. Then you get it and say you will tell someone to do the right thing. It doesn't work that way. That theory is far from reality. It's far from reality. It doesn't work that way. This is the Liberia we have for you. This is the kind of country we are building. So that's why when you listen to international partners, they tell you we cannot do more than what you Liberians should do for yourself. It's just simple. The people don't tell you, don't vote for them. Because it's not a right to talk in your politics. It's not a right to point to who you should vote for, who you should not vote for. But they say these things in a way where you will take a back and ask yourself what the people mean. And once you answer that question, you become a nationalist. Show me, I said in this microphone, someone that in government that is violating the rules, right? That has disrespected the law. They even get the power here. They say you resign 1 year before the election. You deliberately refused. Now you have from now up to April. I don't know whether you will resign from now up to April. Or perhaps again you will shoulder with the president and that thing will be swept on the carpet. We don't know. Then you can stand from some man and me and say, vote me. Oh God. You know what? When you're talking to me, the only thing I'll be thinking, I wish that all of Liberians, oh God, I wish that all of Liberians will have the mind and the understanding I have towards the thing we are saying. Because you know what I'm going to be asking you? Similar conversation. The job that President George Weah gave you to do. What has been the results? The next question I'm going to follow is that do you know that you are irresponsible? Because you know what you're supposed to do and fail and refuse to do it. Then you stand from me and say, come and vote for me, or vote for me, or I'm contesting, I'm the one that will build road in the place, I'm the one who will do this. Hey, you can't build roads when the law that is there, you don't respect it. You will not build school when the law that is there that you should abide and ensure that right things are done, you don't respect it. How will you call the Ministry of Public Works and say this thing you are doing, this thing? Nothing. So that's why you see different government ministries are not functioning. Some of them, they just do that art service thing, just done, and nothing. Sometimes you say the legislature not calling the people for to question anything, because even the guys are there, they don't know why they are there for. Most of them that are there, they're not even thinking. They're not even thinking. Most of them, the way they trade, the path they went on, the way the ship that took them to that legislature was the ship, every checkpoint actually reached, there are laws that were disrespected. There are rules that were broken before they passed. So they already arrived. So when they arrived at the meeting, law again, just step on and say, I may know this thing will come here. They think you have to forget about the team. People, like people that only put in course now, they don't even pay attention to these things. But in other country, the law is the one that carries that country. The law is the one that protects that country. That's how it's been done, in other countries. Today you leave from here, you go in the United States, you leave from here, go in other countries around the world. We don't say they're not violation, but they are violation. And what makes it unique is that When these things, those that violate these laws serve the deserved punishment. So in Liberia, we say 1 year. We not read 1 year. Maybe the government, President George, we are knowing them that the people, they respected the code of conduct. It shouldn't be entertained in a governance process. He came and gave some level of blanket excuse that because, you want to entertain everyone participation and this and that and in a whole lot. So it's good that we let people to participate. Well, fine. He said so. He said we should let people participate. It is us. We Liberians then can tell you that, Mr. President, why it's true that we gave you this time, why it's true that we gave you this opportunity, why it's true that we tell you that you can represent us, but this one is far above you. We are not listening. Those individuals that refuse, right, to resign, we will not allow them participate. How it will be done is not in a violent mode. No, we don't encourage violence. How it will be done is that when they come, we don't force them. We don't force them. To give them a reminder, and it serves as a punishment, as a deterrence. It serves as a deterrent to all those that want to follow suit. But we're not doing it. We're not paying attention to it. There's no attention given to it. And so this is what we want. This is what we want from you, Liberians. We continue to remind you, fellow Liberians. We continue to remind you that the Liberia we want to build, a country, the Liberia we need, can only come through our hard work. Can only come when we stay framed to some of these things. The Liberia we need can only be delivered if you and myself challenge ourselves to do only things that are right. It takes time. It is hard. It requires a lot of decisions, but we can make it. We can make it if we put our minds to it. But we need to begin with these individuals. So we are saying to them, the names are many. The names are many. There are a lot of individuals working in government that have expressed interest to contest it for representative and senatorial seats. Duana Kamara of the Liberia Water and Sewer Corporation, he wants to contest in Bombay as senator. Tia Namwe at the National Identification Registry, he wants to contest as senator in Sando County. The likes of Ato Goturu at the Ministry of Mines and Energy, he wants to contest as representative. Josephine Davis, she wants to contest as representative. The likes of Darius Colley at the Ministry of Transport, he wants to contest in District 7 as representatives. And then the list is just long. How I wish I have all of the names here to expose them. These individuals, fellow Liberians, they are irresponsible. These individuals, they haven't been elected. They start to violate the very laws that should be protecting for you. They are violating the very laws that should be protecting for you. The decision rests upon you. The decision rests on your shoulder, Liberians, to decide whether that even to a point that they have violated the laws, you will still elect them. That even to a point that they have violated the law, you will still send them to the capital building to forum to continue on what they have started. The decision is yours. The decision is yours. We are challenging you now. You need to serve these individuals what they deserve. You need to. We're going to activate the phone lines to hear from you, Liberians, on the matter. We're going to activate the phone lines to hear from you. You need to remind those individuals. Yep. You need to remind them. And you know, most of them, I know you have a list. I know you have a list, a full list of them. Yeah, a full list of them. I want to believe you have a list of them. You know them. I want to believe that you know them. You know most of them that express interest in the election. We need to rethink. We need to reconsolidate our approaches. The way we go about this is not about parties. It's not about party. It's not because you form part of a ruling establishment or or whatever area. It is about us making the right decisions. Because the citizen will continue to live when the right things are done. Then you have a society that every time they will continue to survive. The United Party will live when we have a society that the laws are obeyed, the laws are being obeyed, so that they will continue to survive. Are you considering that when you put individuals that they respect the law, it will come a time that even the party thing you preach out, they will want to step on a law that says everyone has the right to assemble and participate in the process. Then that's the time you're going to know that the decision, that the action you took years back is what affecting you. This is not a Liberia we want. We want a Liberia where people with a merit-based system in this country. That people deserved what they earned, what they worked for. If you did respect the law, we did respect you. No, we're not violent mood. We're not looking at you. That's just it. When you abide by the law, we embrace you. Because we know we want you to go there and make laws for us. History. We have been told that the legislature, one of their cardinal functions is how to make laws. So how can you let someone to go make laws? They may not even get it. They may already they may already respect the laws. Then you say go make law. You get a potential. You have all what it takes to make laws on behalf of. Go and make laws. But you're forgetting to know there's a man that before going there, the little ones you have that you were holding up to, he destroyed. He destroyed completely. Then you say, but go there. I think you go there, you'll do better. He will do worse than what it is. The situation, if it be bad, it will be worse than the way you think of it. Then that's the time you sit and say, if we know we're going to vote for you, the time is late. Liberians, this is the time. Let's see this election as a way to remind, even if we conduct ourselves in that way, you know what it will do? After the whole process, after everything, those that will be fortunate to be elected, they will have a deep sense of gratitude to you for you. They will always owe that to you because they know the way in which they get there, they were served the right way to get there. So they owe that. But when we do that any kind of way, the higher will end for us. So we're going to go forward. Moving forward, we want to call on those officials. The president said April 7th that you should resign. One thing Liberians have forgotten. Joanna Camara, despite you being irresponsible, one thing the Liberian people have forgotten. This is not argument about it. Someone texting me, and someone keep asking me, what's your definition of being irresponsible? I'm going to say over and over. And even if I'll meet them today, I will tell them that that's being irresponsible. Being irresponsible is knowing what you're supposed to do and deliberately refusing to do it. That's being irresponsible. It tells you, do the one. You say, no, you can't do it. and do something different. You are being irresponsible. It means you are not responsible. It means that you lack certain things. It means that you are disrespect. You continue to disrespect the laws. This is it. This is nothing to hide. This is not something for all to be discussing here. The law says resign 1 year before election. 1 year come, you refuse to resign. Yeah. And we in election period, we've gone 3 more, let's say 6, 7 months to elections. And before you are being reminded to do what you're supposed to do 1 year ago. And up to this time, still doubt as to whether you're going to do it. But yet then still, you'll be one of those that will be compromised, will be shielded, will be covered by the executive to go and carry on your political activities. We need to think. Josephine Davis, I think you have much work to do with the Ministry of Commerce. Like we said, April 7 is right here. Choose, resigned. Resign and leave the position and go carry on your stuff in District Number 10. See if the people, when the people don't vote you know how you will live in Liberia. Some of you just, I don't know, your sense of honesty is just little. Some of you are all around a place, don't even know you. You're all around a place that floating or even get a job, nothing. You're all struggling around a place here. President George can get a job and say, all right, come occupy the position and help me. Let's deliver on behalf of the Liberian people. You take that as an opportunity. You misuse the opportunity. Stand up around the place and say you won't contest in the election. Then you can resign your post. If you feel that you have the number, if you feel that you have the people, you feel that you have the willpower, you feel that you have all what it takes to change the situation, resign. Resign and see. Well, some of you don't be beggars around the place here. So now you can do the thing. You can do the thing and say, you don't get sense. You want to understand that you're all around the place, nothing. No one had time for you. You struggle around the place. Some of you are beggars. You're typical beggars in this country. And comes President George, who felt the need that some of you be given space so that you can showcase and contribute to your country. You are taking to be, something that you feel you too qualified for it. That's why they get rid of you. Most of you, the position you occupy, that's how you see the position to be. When they put you there, you feel that you're too qualified for it. In fact, I feel what you're doing. You feel that favor you're doing for Liberia. And Liberia is doing favor for you. Now you're doing favor for Liberia. Liberia is doing favor for you. Because some of you don't even deserve to occupy the position. Yeah. Some of you don't even deserve. Yet and still, the opportunity has been provided for you. Then you sit there and some of you continue to misuse it on the basis of you won't enter the electoral process. You are the liberator. You are the change maker. You change maker. You don't even get it. You already they're respecting the same thing. They think something that is supposed to be protecting is why you destroy it. You even reach there. You destroying it. Then you call yourself change maker. Call yourself agents of change. Say you're going to deliver on Liberian people. The current lawmakers. This. They nothing they're doing for you. So when you show that the right things are done. And we will do everything possible so as to ensure that the right things are done. And you let us, we'll deliver. What do you deliver? What you know? Because the thing about it, when you have a sense, when you have a sense of the position you want to occupy, the first thing, by this time, you position yourself in a way where you'll be respected of the rule of law. That's the first thing that is required of everyone. You'll be a respecter of the rule of law. How many of you respecting the laws? You want to take over. You want to enter the legislature. You want to go there to change the situation. You even reach there. The Lord has said, don't do this. Now what are you doing? The Lord has said, respect yourself. Resign 1 year. You refusing to do it. Yeah. You're refusing to do it. But that's the situation, folks. This is it for you right here. And at the end, you, the same very Liberians, will vote for the individuals. This is my only disappointment about the thing. I'm not disappointed in these individuals. Though. Obviously, I'm not. I'm not disappointed in the individuals. I'm not disappointed in the individuals. I'm disappointed in you, Liberians. I will say, in spite of all these things, you will close your eyeball, put in our setting. You will blind your eyes, right? You will refuse to listen, and still vote for these individuals and destroy our country. Continue to destroy our country. This is it, folks. So we are watching. We are watching individuals. Yeah, we are watching the process. Nothing you have for yourself. God. Nothing you have for yourself in this place. And they give you a little position to help the government so that they can achieve on it. Your joyous, you be politicians. All of you seeing yourself to be agents, you be politicians. You know, you enter the house. There are individuals, history has reminded us, there are individuals that contributed positively to their country when they had a chance to serve in very appointed positions. You know what I think? When a president calls you to serve your country, it is an honorable thing that every Liberian will want. It is an honorable thing that every Liberian will want to do, to work for their country, to give back to their country, to serve their country. The American president, John F. Kennedy, reminded us, said, don't ask what your country can do. Ask what you can do for your country. So every time we are given an opportunity, know that this is what you want to do. Strive, ensure that you do it. And I was saying, I'm going to say, you the change maker. You change maker where before team process, they want to increase that, people setting a spy thing all around on the market. You even taking upon your time to go in and to make sure that these things are in place, to make sure that the business community abide by the regulations and the Liberian market is safe and healthy. You get that business, you get somebody, you get you get this thing, you get all thing up behind you and thing. And you there, the knocking jump behind you, they're doing this one, you passing all around. Turn on camera, so be by this time, we're suffering for carbon water or in Monrovia. Yeah, even folks that live within central Monrovia is a problem. He's not thinking of strategies. You know what happened? One of the things is that it affects the working of the person. Because politics is a competition of ideas. So if the man wants to engage in the political process, he has to think about strategies to win the people. Then the man is working government. The times will take at night to study and come up with innovation, strategy, different programs that will better the lives of Liberians, that will help to support the government agenda. He's using that time on how he's thinking how he will defeat the incumbent. So the time the man will be thinking, focusing attention on the things that are needed. He's there thinking of campaign strategies. He's there 24 hours, basically, engaging. He used even his office time. When he at office, when he's to work, he used that time, meet with a campaign chairman. A campaign chairman, they come to your office and they sit for at times 2-3 hours. They're discussing about his campaign. And so when you go to the meeting, maybe for different functions and things, you will sit, you will wait to say the main meeting. Most of them, they can't be in meeting that they are different, there are political things that can be on. Their campaign strategies, how their campaign chairman with them, their cheerleader and this thing they're engaged in, is what they can be doing at their office. The time they should be working for the Liberian people. They are strategizing for themselves. So when you go there, maybe you had an appointment with him to tell you the main meeting, go come back. Sometimes they sit and wait. You will sit and get tired and leave the place. Oh, yes. But these things can only be changed when you Liberian know what you want. These things can only be changed when you Liberian know that these things, I'm saying, it's too much. It's time that we rise up against them. Listen, we don't encourage violence. How are we going to do it? If the man violates the law, I continue to repeat myself. He violates the law, things that should be right, things that should be in place, he take it out and say, put me to the legislature, I'm going to make laws for you. Tell him, say, you don't have the potential. You don't have the potential to make law for us. You don't have the potential to deliver change for us. Because the time we needed change, the time we expected you to set the example, you failed. You were given position. You desperately performed. You want to blame it to lack of support. You want to blame it to you working at the will and pleasure of the president. So sometimes when you want to do things, you have been subjected, granted. You want to take over, you want to enter the legislature to change the situation. You not get there. You tackle all the things that to do. You know all the things, all the laws I say, don't do it like this, don't do it like this, do it like this. You damage everything. Send them there. You all vote for them, and they enter there. And that's the time you know, right? What we're saying tonight is the right thing or the wrong thing. What we're saying is the right thing or the wrong thing. Liberians will have to challenge ourselves. Liberians will have to know that this country can only be developed. There's development, that the development of this country rests squarely on the head of each and every Liberian. How can we do it? It's by our decisions, it's by our determinations, it's by the way we go, our approach, how we approach things in this country. That if we say the law is the law, we the citizens should encourage the law. We should encourage that the law is upheld. We got it ourselves. Tell him that Mr. X, we can't vote for you because you disrespected the laws. We can't vote for you. We can't continue to drive this way. If we begin to engage that process that way and we work for us, we'll get results in this country. We will get results in this country. The Liberia one, we will see it. Today you have the U.S. Department of Treasury come out a report say the lack of independence, the judiciary system of this country is being independent. Let me say, they tell us that the judiciary system of this country is being compromised, that the independence of the judiciary system is questioned because of their happiness, because the individuals that should ensure and pressure government to do the right things, right? That the independence of the judiciary system will be upheld. You know, these are the individuals that are already damaging the laws at the state. What more do you expect from these kinds of individuals when they take over, when they enter, you know? Yeah. What more? What more will happen? So that's why we need to challenge ourselves. Yeah, so we're going to activate the phone lines. We're going to activate the phone lines now. 0770907 0880907 are the numbers. Call us on these numbers now and I have a conversation, folks. 0770907 0880907 that's good evening.
Good evening, Secretary. Good evening to the voice of Liberia family. Good evening to my fellow Liberians on Radio Land this evening. Thank you very much for the topic on the discussion this evening. By the way of introduction, I'm Alfonso A.S. Kamara, calling for District number 10 to be precise. My resident I joined the conversation from Transformer Community. Alright. I listened to your business analysis in listed. 100% making sense to all adherents. We are trying today, the government like this, our legislators, they like this. Now, they're not listening to all. And the time is coming for us to push the rightful leader, the rightful representation for us. I think based on tonight's analysis, what basis he listed, those factors, I think Liberia will use these factors as key factors for us to get rid of the kind of mentality today we are faced with in our society. People like Joanna Kamara, who have failed all for LEC department, and men and what the civil department, and men who to represent or constituent district, people like Josephine David, who are even able to rule his own horse. That's why to represent district number 10. No, when a bishop pageant, like bishop pageant, is able to win the bishop pageant, but not our representation in the House of Parliament. No, we are not stupid, Sherry. Like we people are not stupid. Even when we put our articles on the land, people are campaigning. You must ask stupid. I'm sorry for your expression. You must ask stupid, you must ask stupid, you must gain a seat here for free. You said it today. I will gain the rest of the city. I will be up politically flat. She don't know nothing about politics. Not because they are stealing our money. They are coming to us. What representation she can make? She didn't have to represent her own house before we travel. All party around here hungry. They are getting power. Looting our money, stealing our resources, they are coming to us. What representation Josephine David can make?
Thank you. We take more calls on this development. Good evening. Good evening. Oh, if not ready, we'll take you from line 5. Yes. Good evening. 0770907907907. We'll talk to this person. Good evening.
Good evening.
Quickly, let's hear you the name where you called from.
Thank you. Kevin Smith, I call you from Clarendon, this evening.
Go ahead.
But brother, thank you for the topic. But I think you're not just being fair to these appointees. Now that law, if you critically look at it, it's a law of discrimination. I don't know the significance of that law, but in my mind, it taught to stop people from abusing or misusing state resources. Now, those who created that law, look at them in the house. Every day God sends, they abuses, they misuses the state funds. Why that law is not affecting them? The president has money in his budget for campaign. Is that not the same use of the state funds? Why are they targeting ministers? It's so discriminatory, brother. That law should affect the house. Those guys sit there every day, they receive free money, 30,000, this other 1,000, this other 1,000. They are being empowered by the state funds, and they go against our people. That serial law there, you can't be talking that the people should barber. No, some of the laws can be respected because it makes no sense. It makes no sense. They made themselves as a way of pleasure of the president. The budget is controlled by the executive. The people sit in the house never one day have been audited since their establishment. Have they ever made a law to say they should be audited? They steal every day. Every day they misuse our phone. Somebody takes 30,000, 50,000, whatever money for. Then they want to be re-elected and sit in that position. You think that person going to lose? Well, let me see. We have the problem, but that people who represent us must have the willpower and the guts to create law that will affect them. Not the appointees.
Thank you. We take more of a call 07709079007. Yep, 0880 the numbers, I think two of us in the same team, but
Hello.
It's good to have you. Let's say you.
Alfonso Kamara for the second time round.
Quickly, let's just squeeze in Alfonso.
Okay.
We got to tell the cause.
My dear brother, it's not worrisome. We don't want to see the October 10. Like, we're not stupid. If the future was stupid, we're not stupid. She is so good at the lessons. Everybody see the costume going through. You see the anywhere I used to see a party around here, hungry, begging for job. They told me, deputy, common inspector, you know, even able to inspect our expired goods or our market. They say you are going to represent who? Control your horse. Control your horse. We put the people out our public offices from the head to the tail. We will not worry. We're not stupid no longer. Attend to our contribution.
Thank you. We talk to this person. Good evening.
Hello?
I'm good, and you?
Yeah, I'm okay. This is Emmanuel Riches, and join the conversation from Upper Carwell.
Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Yeah, sometimes when I listen to the platform and I hear people talking about, waiting for Ottawa to change people and change it, sometimes I really don't know if in Liberia, but just voting, I don't know, because just the gone 2020 election, most of our friends are calling on this platform, they were celebrating that they won plenty seats and they have a lot of senators. They were happy. Today, the very senators and other people they elected, they go 2020 election. Some of them are even more corrupt. Some of them even doing the worst thing that some of the friends were doing before they got there. So, Liberia problem is not about changing. For me, I will tell people, I can tell you this, my brother. 2023, we change everybody here, we bring new people, put into the place. Even matter our problem will even be worse because the mindset that most of our people get, that the easiest way to get rich is say you work in government. This is why you see the guys just running all around. Look, if you say you will come and change my life, I want to see that impact that you are made in the community.
That's exactly what I'm saying.
Most of our people are running all around and say they want to replace people. We got some of us, we feel that we loyal to certain people, we loyal to other people, we just running all around. Why are you contribution in the community? Look, if you go places like Ghana, you go places like Nigeria, former government officials, some of them get factories, some of them get big stores. In Liberia, people will only tell you the only way they will help except the genuine government. We are not serious in Liberia. This is why every year we cry. After 2023, we even cry more than the crime we're doing right now because we just vote on sentiments. People don't really, take their own time to know who they're voting for. Someone will just kind of use it because they feel they can talk plenty, they get sweet more, they explain everything. When it comes to platform, people are saying a lot of good things, bro. Send this country was funny. There are things people have been saying they can't even live up to it. But we just tell a bunch of people, we elect them because we feel that, the person on my party ticket, or because I know the other person, so I mean, just vote there, I hate the other man, I want to see him in government, so I'm going to just change. Like, real problem is not about changing. I told one of my friends, the current politician that in government, even the one that other government, they put that mean well for us. Because if you say you really want to change or do anything, start in your community first. In Nigeria and other areas, before they make you chief, they look at see your impact before they make you chief. But in Liberia, you will see 1 minute, you still sleeping in your man house, then you can't say you won't be lawmaker. Then you say that too, you say yes, they may have vote for them. If you vote for that man, the first 2 years, that may think to be your own house. So we'll continue making a lot of mistakes here and we'll make mistakes over and over. Thank you.
Thank you so very much for making your input to talk to this person. Good evening.
Good evening, sir.
Yes, hear you.
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother. Jeremiah J. Koo. I call from district number 15, but I'm a resident of district 17.
Quickly, let's hear you.
Yeah, thank you very much, my brother, for the topic on the discussion. There's a serious issue you have just raised about from your expose or from your explanation, you refer to those government officials that don't want to abide by the code of conduct irresponsible. So my question here I want to ask, because you make a scenario about a family, a father that does not know his responsibility. I mean, deliberately decide to know his responsibility is irresponsible. So how do you refer to a father who gives instruction or put a rule down in the house and told his children to abide by it, but comes back now from work and notice that the children did not do what he said and decide to lead them and not discipline them? How do you refer to such a father or a leader?
I love the way you place it, and it establishes the basis for conversation as well. But there are different ways, if you want to limit the argument of that, there are different ways in which people determine their disciplinary actions. There are some parents who discipline the children effectively immediately when things happen. There are sort of people where you have to give our child time until it gets right to some extent. So different it works out, but that's not exactly what we were You were referring to on the composition.
Yeah, the reason I say I try to ask this question is because our leader, our president, even expressed disappointment in one time. I remember I think a year or almost two ago in a minister of education, and said that he's disappointed, but still keeps the man in the position, and they're not even disciplining the man. You understand what I'm saying?
I'm getting you.
They're not disciplining the man. So how can you expect disappointment in a person that who is your subordinate, and you don't do anything, you only expect disappointment and thing. But I love the conversation, and seriously, as you read this said, these guys are irresponsible, and these are just common things. Therefore, to examine and to know that they are not competent, they are not qualified to go for elected position. But the thing here, the issue here is we should be very, very much careful and look at these guys very, very carefully. Seriously, my brother, because I can understand. And the more pathetic part, the people that are not performing in the legal position that the president gave them are the people that are talking about vying for elected position. See the fishery boss who is performing very well is not talking about elected position.
Because the thing about it, she understands that it is a privilege that for every citizen to represent your country. So when you are being appointed, you focus on a little job you will do. If you take the time to be your political activities, by the time you take the design strategies so that you can function for the government, it doesn't work. And so that's why you see all the aspired things stay in the store and thing, because the time that Josephine is supposed to think and be thinking on how she will design strategies to track people down. She's basically thinking about strategies to campaign and all that kind of stuff. So, I mean, it doesn't work for us.
Yeah, and when you look at that, these are people that don't love the country. They only after themselves. It clearly shows that because a person that loves the country will always want to be where they are, be content and satisfied with the little position they have and try to perform well, than to be thinking of the bigger one when they not even perform well or they are not performing well. So the little one, do you understand what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. And now I'm a biblical person. Jesus gave a parable to a disciple when he was with them and said that a rich man got up a master and decided to go on a long journey. And he decided to he called his servants and gave them talents according to their ability. It means the one you can control. So he gave the first one 5 talents, he gave the second 2 talents, and the last one 1 talent. Can you imagine when you return, the first one added another 5 to the 5 talents. He said, well done. The second one added 2 to the 2 talents where you was given to him. He made a profit. He said, well done. But the one that was given a little did not perform at all. And Jesus said, this is the same way it will be done. Those that will even be given little, the little one that will be given to you will be taken away from you. So in my mind, President, we are want to take the job from these people, not to tell them what to do.
Thank you. We had to take more calls,
Hello.
I love the way he plays it. Good, good evening.
Also, I want to invite the City TV in my community here. 1K here, please. So let's go for please.
I mean, we gotta leave. That we can go personal on the person's life. That's the way they choose to do their thing. I mean, someone personal life has nothing to do with our conversation. Good evening. Hello, 077090790. 70880907907 are the numbers. Call us on these numbers and be live. We take more calls. This person, good evening. Oh my word, I'll take this person from line 5. Yeah, this one. Good evening.
Good evening.
Let's hear you.
Oh, thank you very much. And let me say good evening to you and the Fourth and Labrador family for the tremendous effort contributing to our beloved country. And for the recognition, I'm Poker Robert. And I join you from a comfortable residence on the Capitol Bypass.
Go ahead, brother. Yeah, go ahead, Poker. We'll listen.
Yeah, thank you. I sat by my radio and listening to many callers, and they are making their point for some of them are not being fair and under to their conscience. sincerely speaking. They are coming on. Some of them make a serious point, and their point is very nationalistic. But some of them come with that kind of egotistics and come with that kind of selfish and greed interest towards the disco. And say they come in to criticize or because of. But let me tell you, they need Joseph Davis as people, and I just want to tell you that the voice of Liberia is not ordinary station. It's a station I've been listening to and listening to the fullest all over the world. So when people come in to use your platform with Izete, try to checkmate them. And put them on their record thing that their platform not for Izete.
And this is what we're doing, certainly.
So see what I'm speaking. Because they're coming and they're not making no or fever or reasonable or point. Here come we're attacking and attacking a worthless. But let me tell you, the need Jeremy Davis is a need of humanitarian, is a need of philanthropy, is a need of developmental oriented individual. Jeremy Davis has come the bigger to that particular district overwhelmingly. That's why you see the people went to Joseph Davis. She was not even intending. But when people say we are in a state of dilemma, or we are in a wilderness, or I mean we are in the wilderness, and wait for you to redeem us. Who is Josephine when your people speak? Who is Paul? So she will listen to our people's voice. And why you see today she is taking the matter of authority, taking the audacity, the courage to represent our people at the house of legislature or at the house of legislature. So David had could beat the bridge that you see the Congo there. That bridge was broken to the extent that when the rain fall, the whole community can be overflowed. Now even when you go into the well for water, the water can start into your stomach. That people were looking deplorable. But go and go see the bridge that the woman was scotted. Why the prophet making reference all of the prophets?
Yeah. All right. Thank you so very much, Poka. 0770 907 907 0880907 The conversation indeed has graduated to a point. I know. We're going to talk more on that. Good evening.
Hello.
Let's hear you.
Shetra Joe calling from district number 10, Ketan Oro.
Go ahead, Sandra.
Yeah, it is very sad. The brother who just left the land, Poka Rao.
Go ahead and speak, my brother.
Yeah, who was involved in the naking of Sosolo to come and say Josephine David is a philanthropist as a blatant lie. We live in the district here. Before she becoming a commerce inspector, nobody knew her. Nobody knew her when she became a philanthropist. Because she want to be representing her and she teaching her little money and rest around and saying that she is a philanthropist. I can tell them for free. The guy will beat every one of them.
Thank you. This is not our platform to say that we're not supporting anybody. we're just speaking to the minds of the people. You see, it's important. That's what I said. These kinds of conversations are necessary. Obviously necessary so that we help you understand. Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes,
my name is Steve Patrick, and I'm trying to connect on Telecom Company. And let me say good evening to your many listeners. And you know, it's so sad. Poka Rawa ke ela hisa from the rain. But nothing like one. So, for me, it is clear. Since this president has declared district number 10 as a Republic of Liberia, or no go zoom for Yeke Kurba, let me tell them, any attempt, because the attack that was against Yeke yesterday, it was bad. And they don't even know that all of these international community, America, are taking note on them. Right now, the situation president we are in, at the state, at the CIA, they're not even thinking on that one. They're forcing another problem for president we are.
What kind of situation in Maine?
The CIA have instructed President Weah to tell him what going on in this country, it is not meaningful, it is not welcoming, and any attempt for him to now take decision because he has been new, he don't want to listen to us. There will be a serious action. Follow the information you know. The issue about district number 10, I want to make it clear to them. The people of Lofa, they are sending a serious money to this president, even coaching a down war to the people. The day they try it, they will receive a serious match for the Lofians people because that is a war.
You said the men like your son, they're gonna having your Lofa there, you're honoring Lofians. You already call a man, you're leading men out. Then you can say Lofa. 07 70907 0880907 Talk to this person. Good evening.
Good evening. This is Jimmy Flower. I'm calling from New Jersey.
Let's hear you, Jimmy.
You see, we are served before times in number that this government is very incompetent. And because they are incompetent, they want to force their will on us. But if they force their will on us, many of the people will find themselves in a Hague. Just as the way Chancellor said, God willing, I will be back. So he stayed there. These people can't listen. This country is bleeding. It's bleeding seriously, and they refuse to listen. Many of them taking our money from the central bank by bags, distributing it because they want to come back to power. They have 5 years. From 2018, they have 5 years. They did not make use of that. But George, we are flying private jet through all the country. Anyway, we want to go private jet with 17, 18 people. Private jet, 1 hour, 1,500 US. Yeah? So, they're just wasting their time. They can never force their will on the Liberian people. And I just tell them, they better behave before more.
Thank you. We talk to more callers. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening, let's hear you.
Yeah, this is Lloyd D. Johnson, Institution about Loyalty and Adjoining Foundation number 11, Kera Community.
Quickly, let's hear you.
Thank you. You know, this president that we all bear patience to see to it that he come to power. We voted this man to come to power. That man did not kill human beings. He did not fight any war to come to power. If anybody think that you will take this man for power, it will be everything that will be discussed in this country. Because this man, look, the same way the man went in power, like the same way they will take the man for power. Nobody, any attempt to think that you go on the other side, I like to you. Only India will be the one to discuss it. Because we'll not sit there and laugh. People will think that if they force the man out of power, it will not work.
Thank you. We talk to this person. Good evening.
Good evening.
Quickly, let's hear you.
Nazir Chris calling for the diplomatic equity of St. Cloud. Yes, be specific, district number 8.
Go ahead, man.
Yeah. You know, I just listen to my picking Poker Robert. Yeah. Poker is saying some things that you will not understand the nitty-gritty of issue what is going on in this country. But thank you for having me on your platform this evening, you know. District number 8, district number 10, to be specific, Yeke Kuruba is the general for that district. Go and come 2023. Thank you for having me on your platform this evening.
Thank you. We take more calls. I just know.
Good evening.
Go ahead, you live. Hello? Oh my word, it seems that person right now will talk to this one. Good evening.
Good evening.
Good evening.
Yes. My name is Sam B. I'm joining from Johnson this evening.
Go ahead.
Yes, pertaining to the issue, you see, this government will maintain the peace that we enjoy today. And no matter what they do, what they say, they plan, October will show to the world that yes, indeed, Ambassador, will be re-elected. No matter what we do, every propaganda, good or bad, we are resolved. The young people are resolved. The older people are resolved. No matter what they say, opposition, imposition, Ambassador, we will maintain the seat for the next 6 years. That's why we encourage him.
Oh, we lost him. We take more calls. Yep. This person. Good evening.
Good evening.
Let's hear you.
I'm going to live on Upper Caldwell, specifically New Redemption Hospital.
Mm-hmm.
Thank you for a fascinating discussion. Let me tell opposition this. I always say this. When God speaks, He speaks. Mother Dukri prophecy will prevail. No matter what it is, we cannot move on. We cannot set our eyes for on George Manewea. George Manewea will be re-elected no matter or must. When taking on America here is discussion whether that's true or not. Georgia will be re-elected. So opposition should not be just together yet. They have 12 years. They corner the 12 years. Recording all era. So thank you.
Thank you. We talked to more callers. This person, good evening.
Good evening, sir. How you doing?
I'm doing great.
Okay, my name is Tika S. Mato, and I call you from District 13 in Masorado County. Look, let me say this, and let me be very clear on this. You know, the words on your caller said that the young people is resolved. I think he should say he resolved, or instead of him saying the young people. For we serious-minded young people, we are not resolved, and we can never be resolved under this crook and deceitful government, right? The president who people thought that he would do better for this country, this president who this woman from the Liberia market, Kobajo, they voted for this president of the expectation that the president will change things around. But on the other side, it's just a fiasco and waste. You see? So this president, we can put hope in him again to re-elect him for another 6 years. It will be like putting a old wine in a new bottle. So this particular man should go sit down in 2023 for sure, or 10, he will be removed from that power and he will go sit down to a Jamaica resource for him to enjoy himself here in his family.
Thank you. We talk to this person. Good evening.
Well, good evening to the force of the Liberia family.
Go ahead.
Thank you. My name is Mohammed M. Kanenchion. Tonight, I speak to you on District 16. The city, but I saw when I got out on the push out there.
Go ahead, Mohammed.
But thank you. Let me employ you once again. My brother, you see, you know what? President have been carrying development in District 10, or the development have been carrying in District 10, all of this are not been able to benefit from the source of development like that. Because the fact of is, Honorable Yeke Koluba have been one of the serious critics on his leadership. Okay? But if Honorable Yeke Koluba can be critical on the government, and he is from the opposition bloc, you have other opposition representatives from other districts. What development has not been taking place there? Did Honorable Yeke Koluba, he is or CDC lawmaker from District 10? No. Okay? You have Akawa's grave. What a development or President we have been carrying on in District 8. Not me that. Okay? You have Solomon George. What a development what a development President we have been carrying on in District 7. Not me that. Okay? You even have Thomas Fala. Thomas Fala representing the CDC. He is the chairman on with me Fana. What the development of President we have been carrying on in District 5?
Quickly to a point.
So I think what I'm trying to say is, I think President we are, because he has to be very much careful, because information that even coming off from the state, my brother, they very much serious. Very quick, I think they say what's going around will come around, because these were the same people that they they say a 4 or 5%, he was not even able to even keep there for the group of someone. Now, but I beg you people tomorrow, please send your reporter to the group of someone office on Nebo Street, and then because we want to listen to that story on Voice of Liberia News. You see it? Because information are coming up for all them, brother. They disable the previous people for that institution. They are sincerely going. They are sincerely dying with serious comfort. The current 5% cannot be able to even maintain that institution. You see it? They've got rest. Even or dream of rest. I can't even talk about cover rest or dream of rest. You could see the CA what that institution is very much difficult. Please, I would like to appeal to Brother Sekou Sherry. Please let him send one of his reporter to the group the group of Senator on the Nebo Street. People want to listen to a story. I mean to the news or on the platform.
Thank you for flagging that. Definitely we cut across. You don't need to tell us our work. Is our work, we're going to do it as a cut across. 0770907 and 017 more calls on this topic.
Hello.
Good evening.
Hello.
You're live. Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is Will Smith, and I join you from district number 10, to be precise, Topakiam.
Go ahead.
Hello.
Go ahead, Wills.
Yeah, I hear people talking, say, Yeke Koluba as giant for the district. Let me tell you. Let me tell you, people who say these things are people who think they are followers of Yeke Koluba. Look, we are totally, with the people of district, we are totally embarrassed. Some of us are totally embarrassed with this man. Maybe they don't know him. Are calling up for Tokwakiam. Are calling for district Tokwakiam. We die with this man. This man is a total embarrassment. He can look at his field representative, how they acting. It's total embarrassment. We fell away in this district. Thank you, okay. We never put him back.
Thank you. We talk to this person. Good evening.
Good evening.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, my name is Lydia Plomo and I come from the Depot Road.
Go ahead, my brother.
Yeah, I just want to speak to the issue quickly. My brother, I just want to speak to the audience who are giving their view that President Weah is not going to be re-elected. That is the big story. President Weah is going to be overwhelmingly re-elected comes October 10th. And on the issue of Yaka Kolba, those of you don't even know Liberia politics. You think we want a person in the house to be causing noise, causing the president every day? You think that because of the Yaka causing the president, that's the reason development going in our district? Yaka Kolba will never go back in our house. Take it from me. Talking about Lofia have resolved. Where were he when recent the CDC all over country through the independent candidate? Where were Yaka Kolba? Every terminal Lofia have resolved. My brother, don't waste your time. We are going to claim this election.
Thank you. 0770907907. It's quite interesting. Yeah, it's indeed. The conversation is going good. I am admiring the flow of. Oh my word. 0770907907. 08809079007. Still 1 or 2 calls. If not, we transition to the second final point of discussion on the show this evening. And everyone is giving their own side of the. This person will talk to them. Good evening.
Good evening.
Let's hear you.
Good evening.
You live, let's hear you.
Now, I'm Jay Emmanuel of Wisdom and I call you from Peno.
Go ahead.
I listened to your previous callers. They're like the young people have resolved to re-elect President Weah.
Why the thing they mentioned about everybody that going, I mean, I told you nothing, you already man.
How can the young people resolve to re-elect President Weah when our father who working up to now has not yet taken pay? How can young people resolve to re-elect President Weah when our father who working below the minimum wage bill, salary cannot be increased? How can young people resolve to re-elect President Weah when our president has just said that he don't know how much he was even making? My brother, count 2023 or 2010, what is that? Thank you.
Thank you. I just love the way the guys can place it. Good evening.
Yeah, good evening.
Quickly, let's hear you.
Yeah, I'm Nona Tot. I'm speaking to you from Cruiserville, district number 1, Moswero County.
Go ahead.
The re-election of President Weah, no re-election of President Weah lies in the hands of the opposition, not us, the electorate. Because we may like to change him, but the opposition politicians are not willing to change him. Could you imagine? Only 6 months to election, up to this time, the man was hoping on to be the next president of this country. He has not named his running mate. Alexander Kumis has not named his running mate. David Mbaya, they were this lawyer, this prominent human rights activist. Has not named his running mate. How are they going to fight this battle when they see it? They are already named their running mate to keep the steps together. Thomas Farah is doing a massive job in FOIA, the home of the man that we want to make a better friend. Supporter here from Lofa, I can put there. What about who, what the movie has done? So, if the opposition cannot put themselves together, then we will be re-elected.
Thank you for him. That's how he feels about the situation. Good evening.
Hello.
Quickly, let's hear you.
Yeah, this is Emmanuel F. calling from.
Oh my word, we lost out on Emmanuel. We take more calls. Yeah, we take more calls. 0770907907. 080907907. Adding numbers to form part of the program. We take more calls from those who have this person. Good evening.
Hello.
You're live. What's your name? Where you join us from?
My name is Jeremiah Wasiji, and I'm calling from district number 17 to 50 Star Peace Land Community.
Go ahead, man.
I just want to use this opportunity in this medium to extend my thanks and appreciation to the family of us of OKFM for the hard work.
This is Voice of Liberia.
Yeah, for Voice of Liberia and that OKFM for the hard work.
Okay, all right.
It should success to the Liberian people, especially to know exactly what pertaining to our country. I'm a youth of this particular country, and I want to say to all youth of Liberia, politicians are still they are into hard classes. They are now greedy for power. So to the extent that they are paying us to truck up to care the different counties and different districts to elect them into power. But I want to say this to them, to all politicians. We are not fool, we are not stupid. We are not into war no more. So Liberia as a whole, especially youth, we need to open our heart because Mama Liberia need to be developed. And I want to say this to the opposition. Our country remains peaceful, and we accept the our president. We are going to re-elect him into power because we know exactly what he's capable of doing. He is the only president that take us from here and get up to higher level to the extent that our people are now in different countries, waiting to go stand for their drink, some safe drinking water. Their bag of water is very much cold. They sleep on the current and fan blow them 24/7. So we're going to re-elect President John. We are back to power.
Thank you. We talk to this person. Good evening.
Hello.
You're live.
Okay, the people who say the local people will not really we are the Moravian Lovian. But we as local people, the typical Lovian people from local country have resolved to re-elect George Manning Weah. The young people of this country have resolved to re-elect Dr. George Manning for the country, where because of the free tuition, because of the free wires that we are.
I think we lost him. We talk to this person. Good evening.
How are you, sir?
Let's hear you.
Yeah, this is Dennis Biwaba calling from Bonafide.
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for the topic on the discussion. Anyway, it is everybody will say something. Anybody can say what say it. It doesn't mean that I fight. I have opinion. You just say this person can win. But I'm very disappointed when you lay all the whole platform about what the topic is. When you lay all the whole topic, you're talking about Josephine in power. It's not resign. And up to now using it like rent for money, doing good to them. I think like doing good to them because that's what some of them see. I don't know how we see. You see how Liberians see. Sometimes, I can feel so regretted. I don't want to sometimes go and listen, to the radio. This is Liberia. Mm-hmm. Anybody can say whatsoever they want to say. But I know that God will bless us. For Yaka Kolbapa, you will not move forward. The free technique, the plane. Then they know that the plane technique will pray God. We know that Yaka Kolba will get it. And we know that this particular president will not be in power. They put talking about taking Liberia from somewhere to put it somewhere. Then everybody about different. They play what they see Liberia going. We never see it, I never see it. So we know where to go. Let October come. Thank you so much.
Thank you. We talk to this person. Good evening.
Hello.
Go ahead, you live.
Yeah, this is Emmanuel F. calling from Teshutia.
Go ahead, Emmanuel.
Yeah, you know what I want to tell you, Mr. Tunde?
Go ahead, listen to you.
A first-time photo, I just want to let you understand something. That you get whatever man, like a few supporter, and just give money to the call on your show.
Oh, for real?
of course. I in a camp. I don't want to expose my full name. I in a camp.
Go ahead.
I've been there. He's not doing good with himself. They kept and promised us to pay our school fees. lied to us. What he told us was we must go and I don't want to tell you much before my colleagues get to know that I'm calling on your show.
Mm-hmm.
So what I have to tell you, those who call it, tell you say the Jakarta will win. If Jakarta will win, there will be power in the district. It's this lie. I'm telling you today, I will always call on your show. My first time calling on radio show, but the nonsense, sorry for using my expression, the nonsense I'm hearing from them is making me angry.
Mm-hmm. To talk to this person. Good evening.
Hello.
Let's get you.
Thank you. So this is Augustus calling from Bombing County.
Mm-hmm.
How are you?
Go ahead. I'm good. Good to have you.
You see, most people will come on the radio and want to behave like or pretend that they are God. But they're coming up to say the local people are resolved. You see how people are so blind into their own say. For me, I do not support President Weah. I will never say to anybody that Joseph Baka will win President Weah in Grand Crew. I just put it myself. You think the Lofian will lead their son to go support somebody from Grand Crew? That 2020 election, I mean that by election they had all all kind of thing. They were Lofian against Lofian. When you go bring crewmen carrying to Lofa, then you say the crewmen win the Lofa man in Lofa County. They better stop that joke. Nobody can win. All the presidential candidates, none of them can win Joseph Human Boakai in Lofa County. That is a big lie. So let them just forget about Omen Joseph Boakai and think about how their president going under investigation.
Thank you. I don't know anything about your investigation.
Yeah, hello, brother.
Let's hear you.
This is
Go ahead.
Yeah, thank you for your show so much. I love I would let it listen to post of that period. How people are talking about the girl who maybe in health. I feel like we're happy for that. I'm in the shooting. Because the attitude of that guy, my brother, sorry, we are resolved. We like him go to Jamaica, go to Pola, and hot people with therapy, and you put on the flag like a horseman. You can't help it. So anything you do, you go to the right? And the way when you are the bad enemy, why you happy? We teach you lessons. We do we can't come. We are causing another line. They can move on a teaching account to kind for a student. They will blame everybody to get a season lesson.
Thank you. Oh yes, indeed, the conversation interesting on the platform. You know, we do the talking, so we allow you as well. This is the beauty about the show. When we talk, we provide our analysis. We allow you Liberians to have your say on the conversation. We'll take more calls. Calls keep coming. Good evening and welcome.
Yeah, I'm Jonathan E. David from the Catholic Boulevard.
Let's hear you.
Okay, those who are really confused about the opposition. Up to now, we said no the running mate, and they still get hope that they will win President Weah. But 1,000 years to come, what a President Weah won't be president or now will stay for him there. Thank you, brother.
Thank you indeed. Oh my word, yeah. It's happening in Liberia. This is what we're going to experience, especially when we engage in the electoral process, especially during the electoral process. Yeah. And so these are things we're going to expect more of these conversations. So talk to this person. Good evening.
Good evening.
Let's hear you.
How you doing?
Go ahead. I'm great. And you?
Aaron Johnson from Ken Johnson Road. But man, we're talking about 1,000 years. You will really that President George Manon Weah. You will be living that time? 1,000 years from now? The way you got me realize somebody? And the other man talking about he.
Man, please tell you not to lead the man.
No, but you know, they got to say something that can really irritate some of us. We want to listen, but we have to call. You're talking about 1,000 years. You will be living even 100 years from now? Then somebody sit there and saying that he into your Koluba camp, but he want to call his name. Why you want to call your name? Yẹ̀rọ kan ló bá wẹ̀. Picture in our plane will say between our district number 10. Thank you.
Thank you. Thank you indeed. Folks, politics is getting interesting in Liberia. We'll talk to this person. Good evening.
Good evening.
Go ahead.
Okay, this is Charleston calling for Clay Bombing Country.
Go ahead.
Thank you for the show this evening. You know, sometimes when we sit down, we listen at some of our brothers and sisters. The topics that honor discussion, they will leave that topic and start talking different things that are not even part of the discussion. You are talking about elections. Those are in position, they should resign before election 1 year. And that's why you elect the cases, and those are in position personally, like the party around victory campaign. You discuss it instead of all discussing the issue. You will be leaving it. The other person will not do the one. The other person will not do the one. What you said is true. Brother Kamala Kenya, the teacher, telling people that he is the best man. He is the day. In fact, he can change Bombay County. He can do this. He can do that. All of those things. So I listen to you. But many callers now, they are forgetting about the topic on the discussion, telling how the other person, they have resolved to tell the other person. That's why we encouraging people to register and prepare themselves for October 10th. You know, young people, we have resolved to do this. We have resolved to support the government. I feel so frustrated when you listen to the topic discussing different things that are not even part of the topic. Thank you, my brother. We know Jonathan Kamara there, he put a thing in, often they using the labyrinth for money to be campaigning around here, duty campaigning around here. We know it, but we are waiting for them. Thank you for educating us.
Thank you. Thank you. Zero 907 0880907 are the numbers. This person. Hello.
Yeah, hello.
Let's hear you.
Yeah, my brother, is there any penalty in our law that if you remain in office and campaign with our money, if you happen to win, is there any penalty for it?
Oh, Liberia. This country is interesting. Good evening. And he focuses on voice of Liberia. This is issues of today. We say, yep, it's good. Where is this thing? Where is the thing? This internet thing play. It is good now we do our passing in. It's good we do our passing in. Yep, so it's good to pass it in before we close up on the show. Sorry, we're not taking a course again on this development. It's just good we acknowledge. Yeah, so it's good that we acknowledge every one of us. Thanks so very kindly for me part of the program. Indeed, your views and matters. This is how we can build Liberia together. If every one of us, we come in, we have our saying, so we acknowledge those of you been watching of us, we say thank you. We begin with Papi, that's Tennis Sharif. Tennis Sharif. Watching Papi Keita was watching his Rabosin Monboy says watching from GS Road, Pinsville City. Papi says good evening, Liberia-VOL. I'm CDC Papi Sosa Skater from Dupont Road. John N. Sonkane says I'm following you from the Rabos International Airport. Thanks very much. Momo Gray says you're 100% right, my brother. We the citizens within country we are our own problems. Yeah, indeed, definitely we are our own problem. And indeed, all those of you watching will say thank you. Say thank you and thanks for watching us always. As always, thanks for watching. And yeah, we continue to acknowledge you as we go along the program. But folks, there is this thing it's good we do in passing before we wrap up on the show. It's good we do in passing. Remember, on tomorrow, the Lone Star of Liberia will be taking on the Bafana of South Africa. And again, to watch, it is our prayer. We are optimistic as a country that Liberia, we will have the desirable results, the results that we all need. Because in all fairness, at the end, we pray that God will give us the desirable results. The thing about sports is both you planned, you plan for it. I know we are prepared as a country, but it is equally important we acknowledge that we are playing a very, very difficult side. So what that means is that we ought to be prepared in a week. Yep. So we hope and pray that it work up. Yep. We hope it work up, and we. Sorry, I'm trying to get this thing. Right. And so, like I was saying, it's good. We acknowledge that. So we pray for the Lone Star. We hope the best. And there was this report that came on Liberia quickly before we wrap up on the show. There's a report that came on Liberia, and you can read on Voice of Liberia official Facebook page. We are by far most the only media institution that reflect that have someone was laughing, but it's serious. And I'll read this quickly. It says the 2023 World Happiness Report has ranked Liberia among the top 10 happiest African nations. The report is an annual publication of the United Nations Sustainable Development Solutions Network. It placed Liberia 7th on the continent and 118 in the world. The ranking is based on 5 evaluations from 2020 to 2022, considering economic, social, and environmental factors and the demand for more attention to the well-being of people. Liberia shares the top 10 category with Ivory Coast, South Africa, Libya, Algeria, and others. It establishes Liberia as a nation where people enjoy the highest levels of satisfaction with their lives measured by life evaluation, emotion, and supportive social connections that have continued to thrive. Meanwhile, Finland remains the happiest country in the world, with Denmark, Iceland, Israel, and Netherlands occupying the top 10 globally. So the publication supports the United Nations General Assembly's invitation to national governments to give more importance to happiness and well-being in determine how to achieve and measure social and economic development. So if you read on Voice of Liberia official Facebook page, you will see the stories there. So the people say Liberia is among the top 10 happiest country in Africa. So a country, and one of the measures, the yardstick they use is that it says a country where the people enjoy highest levels of satisfaction with their lives. So so it means that Liberia, in all fairness, it means that Liberia, we are happy. Liberians are happy. That's why we have the time, where about normal activities. We do everything we want to do. So kudos to Liberia. At least we are among the top 10 countries in Africa, the top 10 happiest countries in Africa. It's a very good one for what, a very big boost. For us, a very big boost for us. At least we are among the top 10 categories. Yeah. The top 10 category, top 10 happiest nations in Africa. Good news stories. Yeah. So like we were saying, on tomorrow, Lone Star take on South Africa in a promising march, or march that is highly determined. I know the Lone Star will go over our mind, to go over our soul, our spirit. You know, we are optimistic of winning. We are optimistic of winning, so we are confident that we'll do everything possible as a country, that we give the desirable results. So, no doubt about that. And we will ensure that the right things are done, and that Liberia will deliver the result we need. And so, folks, we got to take leave of you now. Yep, we've been here since 7, since 6 p.m. this evening. We've been around. It's right about time we take our regular break on the show. Yeah, we go off to be back on tomorrow, the final segment of the show. Our producer, I don't know where is he, but producer can do everything possible now to bring her on. Yeah, Patrick, you have to be here. You have to help us out. But it's good, folks. It has been a good one. We say many thanks to all of you. Those of you that call and those of you that try calling, they make your way through. This is Issues of Today on the Voice of Liberia. It's what to do every time we engage the process. We will bring the discussion, we will discuss, we remain balanced, we remain objective in our discussion, thought of whatever. Every time we sit on the platform, we bring something to you, thing that worth a discussion. So be here for us, and we be right here. And my producer has just notified me that, my time is out. Yeah, thank you very much, so very kindly. You have to